instructions for the Lotto Picker assignment can be found in the Canvas course site. And if you want to use a graphic behind your labels that can present the numbers in this project, there is a graphic here that you can right click on and simply choose Save Image As, and then you can use that. The instructions are here as a PDF as well. I'm going to open up the PDF so we can explore the instructions a little bit easier. So the purpose of this assignment is to give you some practice on using conditional loops, and also we're going to reuse that random number object that we've used several times to create numbers between 1 and 45. And that's the assignment, is to create a Lotto Picker application where the user clicks the Pick Number button, and it's going to generate 5 numbers between 1 and 45 at random, but the trick here is no duplicates. So we're going to use while loops to make sure that there are no duplicates. And as I mentioned, you can download the yellow disk image from the Canvas course assignment area just by right-clicking on it. Let's take a look at the actual project running. So here's the project. It opens up with no numbers. I click Pick Numbers, and I get 5 random numbers between 1 and 45. And the way I would probably test this to make sure everything's working correctly is I would go through this several times and make sure that both 1 and 45 come up, so you're getting the two ends. And you should never get a 0 or a 46, and you should never see 2 duplicates. So there's the 45, so I'm normally hitting the upper end. There's my 1, and again I'm going through this and I don't see any duplicate numbers. And if I were to go through this about 15-20 times, the chances of having a duplicate, if we don't protect against that, would be extremely high. But these are all unique numbers, randomly generated. The way I would recommend coding this, I sometimes see students who generate 5 numbers and then they check to see if any of those are duplicates, and if they are, then they generate 5 more numbers. And the Boolean expression to see if those 5 are duplicates can be a little long, and the chance of making an error might be fairly high there, or leaving something out. But it would get worse if I said, okay, now instead of 5 numbers, let's generate 12 numbers. And now that Boolean expression becomes really unwieldy. So here's the best way, I think, to solve this project. Generate your first number. If we only generated 1 number, that would always be a unique number. Let's say we only have 2 numbers. So then generate your second number, and if it's the same as the first, using a while loop, just simply regenerate it. Then using a while loop, generate the third number and make sure it's not the same as the first or second. And you could do this in a while or a do while. Then generate the fourth number. Make sure it's not the same as the first, second, or third. And then finally generate the fifth number and make sure it's not equivalent to any of the other 4. And that guarantees 5 unique numbers. And again, we're using a random object going between 1 and 45. So make sure you include that 45 and the 1, but again, no zeros, no 46s. And ideally in testing this, what you probably want to do is go through this, have a list of 45 numbers, and check off that each number occurs. Although if you write the code using the next method of the random object, you're pretty much guaranteed of always getting the numbers between the 2 bookends of that next number. So that's the Lotto Picker assignment.